If this is the award for whoever achieves the most, Dan Campbell and the Lions won 15 games, went perfect in their division, a division that was believed to be the toughest in football, and he beat the Coach of the Year 2-0. Oh, and he did it with 20-plus injuries, mostly on defense. Didn't win Coach of the Year. Okay, it's because Kevin O'Connell exceeded expectations by more than the Lions did. Okay, fine, I'll play your game. JB Bickerstaff, last night, not the Coach of the Year in the NBA. He inherited a 14-win team that was barely expected to win 25 games. They won 44, tripled their win total, made the playoffs.
Almost doubled their expectation in terms of over-under, what the line was set at.
Yeah, nobody overachieved more than the Pistons, so fine. It's not about overachieving. Fine, it's kind of a mix of the two, right? You have to overcome adversity, overcome expectations, still achieve something of significance. I present to you the perfect example of that, A.J. Hinch. A.J. Hinch's baseball team sold at the trade deadline, had less than a percentage chance to make the playoffs, pulled off something that hasn't happened in 50 years. He did it with one pitcher and a bunch of chaos. Bunch of mixing and matching and tinkering and 3 innings from this nobody and 4 innings from this nobody. He did it with an offense that was sputtering for most of the season, and through platooning and smoke and mirrors, found a way to get the Tigers in the postseason a year ago. By any definition, we should have won one of the awards. I'm not saying all of them should win. I'm not trying to be a homer. You got to explain to me what the criteria is for the Coach of the Year, and we want to know who's the biggest snub. I think it's AJ because he blends the two, but if you want to make the case for Dan Campbell, I'm certainly not going to argue against the guy, and if you want to make a case for JB Bickerstaff, I was bummed on his behalf. He doesn't have to care about it. You don't have to believe in awards. I think it's a respect thing, and I think it's okay to demand respect when you earn it.
I understand that, and I get the respect. The ultimate respect to kind of join the two will happen when you win championships.
Yeah.
And you are the coach of that championship team. You attain the ultimate goal, not just getting close, not just improving, but actually being the best of the best.
I would prefer that over any Coach of the Year award, so it's understood. Texter says all 3 coaches lost to people in our division.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, 2 of them to Cleveland.
Yep. Dan Campbell's the biggest snub simply because of who won it. Atkinson and Vogt won their divisions. They earned it too. For O'Connell to get it over a guy who beat him twice and won his own division, that was a mistake.
That's why I think it's Dan Campbell.
Could you imagine if McClellan was able to get the Wings into the playoffs? He would have been up for the Coach of the Year too, and then we would have 4 that got snubbed. Ben in Southfield. I would have understood, though, McClellan not being the coach for the full season, not winning Coach of the Year.
Yeah. I mean, and the fact that, okay, I don't think there was any way that was going to happen.
No, in this magical world where the Wings played playoff hockey, I think they just stay there for a second. This one says, funny that all 3 of our coaches got robbed by a Cleveland coach. Campbell in 24 got robbed by a Cleveland coach.
Oh, was that
the year before when Stefanski won it?
Yeah, look where they were last year.
Yep, ticket text 248-539-9797. I'm not sure what the criteria is. Campbell overcame injuries but had a great offense. AJ had a monumental comeback, but it took an epic collapse from the Twins. Does that take anything away? I mean, they didn't get in with like 82 wins. They still got in with like a respectable
86.
Yeah, which is, I feel like, right around the wild card edge most seasons.
Yeah, but I mean, if you just take where they were, now he was a part of where they were, how they got there. And you could say, how much of the blame goes around. You asked him if he was doing a good job.
Right.
But then he was certainly a part of the turnaround. So I think there's a little give and take with AJ. That's why I think it was more Dan Campbell. But as we do that, we're arguing between those two. I don't want to leave out JB and the unbelievable job that he did.
It's funny, people try to nitpick. They go, it's because he complained at the officials too much or because AJ's checkered past. And I don't know what Dan Campbell did to anybody, but none of our coaches won Coach of the Year. Gator is just shaking your head. You've got this look on your face. We asked the question, who is the biggest snub? And what is even the criteria anymore?
To be Coach of the Year?
Yeah, I know it can vary from sport to sport, but there's no consistency.
No, there really isn't. I mean, I don't know, when you triple your win output from one year to the next in a way that's never been done before, I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, the coach at Cleveland has elevated his team. There's no question. There's no question he's a good coach. But, I mean, what Bickerstaff has done with the Pistons is way more impressive.
Do you realize some people left Bickerstaff off their top 3? Explain it. Fine, you want to give it to Cleveland's coach. They also overachieved. They're the 1 seed. Fine, it's the Campbell argument from the NFL. Fine.
Were they from New York and Cleveland?
But to get no votes?
That's ridiculous.
People left him off the ballot?
It doesn't make any sense. It's like people that back in the day when the baseball writers wouldn't give people 100% of the vote just because.
Because no one's that good. No one's unanimous.
Right. Right, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, they shouldn't get in right away. That makes sense. I always hated that stance. And to this day, when there's somebody that's so obvious, like, yeah, just vote him in 100%.
Yeah, that Griffey guy, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
But those guys didn't get in 100%. I don't care what happened.
Stop perpetuating some stupidity.
Yeah, but this is the same thing. You're right. I mean, everybody's Campbell getting snubbed, JB getting snubbed, AJ Hinch will get snubbed. I mean, people are always going to hold a bias against AJ Hinch, I think, because of the cheating stuff that went on with Houston. Whatever. It has nothing to do with the Tigers.
No.
And what he's done here is, I mean, last year, what the Tigers did was absolutely positive and remarkable. And you could, attribute it to one man.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do it. So it is what it is.
What's the game plan today?
We're going to start the show doing something we haven't done in a long, long time. And that is we're going to take 10 texts.
Oh, 10 texts?
10 texts handed down from God.
Yeah.
We're going to do a 10 text question right out of the gate. It's kind of exciting. I'm not sure what it is. Doug's excited.
You're in the dark.
Oh, yeah, he's giggling.
Yeah, he is giggling.
Maniacal over there.
A little maniacal. Sure. So
Okay.
kind of excited about that.
Perfect. All right. Well, we will stay tuned for that question and the 10 texts and more. It's Carson Anderson next, 97.1.